Today, I'm going to be talking about if it's worth it to switch from console to PC for Fortnite. And before you even go to the comments, yes, I know I'm red, I got sunburnt again. You guys were just ruthless in the comments of a previous video. So now that we got that cleared up, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe if you do find yourself enjoying this video. Those are things that take just a second and are completely free, and they help me out a ton. So I appreciate it, and let's get into this. Let's first just break down the specs of all the consoles and PC and list out kind of the pros and cons. Starting with the bottom of the line, the old gen consoles, we're talking the PS4 and the Xbox One. On either of these, you're going to be maxed out at 60 FPS, and you're going to have a ton of input lag when you play. And then move into the next gen consoles like the PS5 and the Xbox Series X. With these, you're going to get a pretty big boost in FPS. You're going to be capped at 120 FPS. And although I've never played on one, for my research, it seems to have a little less input delay than the old gen consoles and the PS4 and the Xbox One. However, the input delay is still really bad when compared to PC. Now for PC, depending on your specs or your price range, it's gonna vary a lot. There's PCs that run Fortnite worse than old gen consoles, and there's PCs that run Fortnite at 3000 FPS. I don't know if this is actually true or not, but it doesn't matter because the highest hertz monitor right now is 360. So if you have a 360 hertz monitor in a PC that can run at least 360 FPS, then you're running at the highest possible Fortnite performance. And on top of the unlimited FPS that you can get on PC, there's next to no input delay. Obviously, PC is the clear winner in this lineup, but there are a few things to factor in aside from just Fortnite performance. I used to play Fortnite on a PS4 Slim way back about 2 years ago. I actually got my first PC in August of 2019. So from about 2017 to 2019, I was playing Fortnite on a PS4 Slim. And aside from just wanting smoother, overall better Fortnite performance, there were also many other reasons why I wanted a PC. I dislike doing my schoolwork on a laptop because of the trackpad and the small screen, so I wanted a PC for that. I wanted to start making higher quality YouTube videos, so I wanted a PC for that. I wanted to be able to record in OBS and be able to record a face cam. I wanted to be able to record in 1080p instead of 27p. I wanted to start learning how to use Photoshop and how to use Blender to make better looking thumbnails. So basically what I'm trying to say is I didn't just want to get a PC to play Fortnite, I wanted it for a lot of different reasons. So I think if you want a PC for more than just Fortnite, it's a really good purchase and potentially a really good investment if you decide to make content with it. I actually have a really good personal example of how it can be a really good investment, and that's that I actually bought a $450 used PC in August of 2019. I'll get to that story next, but basically with this $450 used PC, I was able to make way higher quality content than I was able to make on my PS4 Slim, an old crappy laptop that couldn't even edit. I then made a video using the $450 PC about how I got that PC for $450, and I showed off the Fortnite performance and the specs of the PC, and well, that video ended up doing really well on YouTube and got over 220,000 views, and I ended up making $560 from that one video. So that one video completely paid for the $450 PC, plus it left me with an extra $110. Then I kept making more content and waited till I made enough money using my $450 PC, and I actually went on and was able to buy a $2,000 brand new PC. And again, this brand new $2,000 PC was completely paid for by the content I made with my $450 used PC. Now, obviously, it wasn't just the PC which generated me money. I had to work hard and make content, and I used the PC as a tool to do that. However, without the initial purchase of that $450 PC, I wouldn't have been able to do any of this. If I never bought that used $450 PC, I would have lost out on thousands of dollars. I definitely wouldn't have a YouTube channel with over 20,000 subscribers. Thank you guys very much, by the way. And I would have missed out on a ton of other stuff. So again, I think a PC could be a smart purchase, even though they can be really expensive, if you are planning on using it for more than just Fortnite or video games in general. Now for a quick story on how I got introduced into the PC world and how I actually bought my first one for only $450. I started playing Fortnite in the OG Season 1 on my PS4 Slim. I played on my PS4 Slim all the way up until Season X. So I played nearly all of Chapter 1 on my PS4 Slim. Then about halfway through Season X or Season 10, I actually bought this $450 used PC and switched to it. How this came about is I was actually saving up to build a completely brand new PC. I was looking at spending around $1,500. So I was working, I was saving money. And then I think it was my brother sent me a screenshot of this post on Facebook Marketplace of a used PC for sale. The guy that was posting it was asking for $500, but at the time I knew nothing about PCs. So basically I took the specs, went into Power GPU's Discord, and I pasted them in there and asked the very knowledgeable people in there if this PC was a good deal. This one guy started DMing me, basically telling me what I could upgrade and how it was a really good deal and he would go through with it if it was him. And that convinced me enough to actually buy the PC. Now in telling this, I have to note that I was really skeptical about buying a used PC. The reason being is that there could be some stuff wrong with it. The seller could be lying about the conditions or the specs that it gets in game. You just never have that guaranteed in buying used things. So the only reason why I actually went through with the purchase was because my brother went to school with the guy that was selling it, and he was able to tell me that he was a trustworthy guy and that he wouldn't scam anyone. So in my situation, I got super lucky. I'm sure a lot of you guys would be able to get lucky as well. However, if you do go and search Facebook Marketplace or eBay for a used PC, be very wary and make sure it's actually used and not just a pre-built. A lot of pre-built sellers will actually go and they market it as a used PC. They just build up some really cheap, really bad pre-builds and sell them off for just a few $100s. And I definitely do not recommend buying one of those. So if you're going and looking for a used PC, try to use the filter that actually says used and make sure it's a real seller. Ask them about their experience using it in the past, make sure it has decent specs. I think there's Reddit pages and a lot of Discords, if you just Google it, that'll let you know if you're getting a good deal on this PC and these specs. And then after I got that PC, I used it for about a year and a half until I had obviously made enough money using it to buy my new $2,000 3070 fancy PC. If you don't want to buy used, I would highly suggest building your own. It's a lot cheaper and you actually become very knowledgeable in doing it. So in the event something goes wrong in the future, you know a little bit about PCs and you might be able to diagnose the problem and fix it. The cool thing about doing that as well is you can buy single parts at a time. So maybe you spend like $120 on your RAM and then you wait a week or two and save up money, and then you buy your motherboard, you wait up another couple weeks and you buy your graphics card. So instead of being one big purchase, you can spread it out and save and save. And in that time, you can also be looking for good deals so you can get the most bang for your buck on your PC. Then just make sure to watch some YouTube tutorials, and from what I've heard, it's not hard to build a PC at all. Just takes time and patience and you'll be good to go. If you're still too scared to build your own PC, or you just can't find a graphics card anywhere because all the crypto miners got them, so now it's insanely hard for normal gamers to get a good graphics card at a reasonable price. So if you're in that situation, what I did was actually go through Power GPU, and he's a business so he doesn't have to buy on the retail consumer side. So he gets these huge orders and shipments of these really high-end graphics cards, and basically you pay him, he has all the parts, him and his workers will build up your PC and they ship it out to you. Obviously this is going to cost more because you have to pay for them to build it, you have to pay for the shipping out. So in the end, it's probably going to cost you at least $200 to $300 extra to do something like that. Now, here's some of the best and fastest ways you can actually get a PC. Some of you are probably going to roll your eyes at this, but if you're old enough to do it, get a job. I remember from the time I was like 15 all the way up to 17, I really wanted a PC and I wanted it for years. Then at 17, I finally ended up getting a job at a local grocery store. I was working about 3 nights a week and my paychecks were around $400 every 2 weeks. So I'd wanted a PC for multiple years and I could buy a really good PC in just 2 months of working. That is going to be your best bet. When you're working, money comes in pretty quickly compared to if you're not working. It is the best way to make money fast, and if you want your PC as quickly as possible, then that's your best option. I know a lot of places around me have started hiring as young as 14. I'm sure the large majority of you watching are older than 14. If you don't fall in that category, you're not old enough to have a proper job yet, then go and offer to do stuff for family. Ask your parents if you can get paid for doing some chores. Go help your grandparents, your aunts, your uncles. In the summer, take your lawnmower and go out, knock on doors, ask people if you can mow their lawn for 20 bucks. In the winter, take your snow shovel, go do the same thing for 20 bucks. You can scoop a driveway. Probably not what you guys wanted to hear, but it is the truth. If you want a PC, those are the fastest ways to do it, is to literally just work for it. And when you are working, you can't spend your money, you gotta save it. So those are my thoughts on buying a PC for Fortnite or just in general. Thank you guys for watching, especially if you made it here to the end. I appreciate you, and I hope to see you in a future video.